What's going on, everybody? We are here for part 2 of the hashtag IBB Top 3
Trilogy.
Ooh, with my good friend Tonda. And the first one you'll have to go back and check out. But this one, number 2, is going to be...
Actively listen.
What?
Actively listen.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I know, I'm looking out the window. Actively listen.
Sorry, I saw a squirrel and I had to chase it. So, tell me more about...
Yeah.
So actively listen.
Yes.
People, well, you need to pay attention about how have you taught yourself to actively listen, and how can people who are tuning in what are some tips for them to get creative and force themselves to do that?
You know, it's like creating a tunnel vision. When I'm talking to you, I am clearing my mind and trying to focus on what you're saying. Not on what I think you're saying, but what you're truly saying.
Okay.
It's so important, especially in sales, and it's probably in every type of business. But what you are sharing with me are giving me little keywords and clues as to how I'm going next. Because I can have a preconceived notion in my head of what you're going to say. And then my pitch is going to be towards that.
Right.
Even in daily life, I can think I know what my husband's going to say. But if I don't listen, then I'm, again, talking to him about that instead of what he just said.
Yeah, there's been times where I'm like, Erica, I'm so sorry. Like, can you please repeat that? I'm so sorry. You know, like, it's like, and there's even been times where she's like, James.
Yeah,
like,
you're not even
like,
with
James,
me.
you're not paying attention. I'm like, I am. She's like, James, I said, you're not paying attention, are you? And you're like, uh-huh.
Right. No,
so dang it.
But we all do that, and we get so good at it that people think we're listening. You're like, you know what cues to say. And
you don't even think of it. It's not like you're trying. I mean, you're not trying to be disrespectful. You're not trying.
No.
It's just, I feel like a lot of times in school, I was captain ABB. You know, I'm just kind of like, it wasn't that I didn't care. I was just, you know what I'm saying? I can't sit down and do nothing. Not so much do nothing, but I can't just sit there for 45 minutes.
Right, you've got to.
So how I had to figure it out was I would be head down, doodle, making pictures, but to me, active listening.
Yes.
In the classroom was I had to actually be active,
active
doodling, not because I wasn't paying attention, it was actually helping me pay attention. So is there certain things that you do to help you lock in? That's
a really good, right there is what you just said. I always have a tablet in front of me. I am always writing. It might be a keyword they just said. I think sometimes when you're writing, it makes people know that you're listening. And then the second part of that is I use those to ask questions. And so while they're talking, let's say we can only take in so much information. Right. And so let's say I'm becoming on overload. Could I interrupt you for a second? Yeah. And I'll try to ask back to make sure that I understood what they were saying, which I think helps them know that we're having a conversation. It's not spewing a ton of information. So I think it's okay to interrupt and ask a question in between. But I also believe in you like I need to write.
It's like you're playing a little game. I'll even if I catch myself kind of drifting off, I'll do that's one thing I literally. If I'm out for a run listening to audiobook, and then I'm like, crap, I got this. I was daydreaming. I literally I'll kind of snap my fingers underneath the desk. I'll
just try to get you back in.
I'll hit myself and be like, all right, James, come on.
Yeah, just get you
back. You can do it. But I think that's listening. If it's not active, then it's not really listening.
No, it is definitely not listening. But and I think it goes beyond that because we can pretend we're listening. We're all so good about that.
Yeah, and we don't even try.
We don't even
try. Just, you're kind of trained throughout life to
But I also think that everybody has a story. So one of my when I'm listening to somebody or meeting somebody for the first time, I'm trying to figure out what that story is. I'll even repeat things in my head, like if they bring up names or activities they're involved in, or committees or whatever. I'm like repeating that, Yeah, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Active listening is exhausting.
It's exhausting, yes. Yes.
But it's so important to, I think, be successful. I think that's an important thing to have as part of your skill set.
I agree.
And however you have to get yourself in that moment. I've even done this where you're talking to someone and you know for a fact they're looking back over here. There's nothing more frustrating. I'll get up for a second, maybe shift my whatever. Then they look back at, and a lot of times, that's not being rude, but a lot of times that'll bring them back in the moment
and you're
too.
just, because too, it's like you can't get, if it's like a constant pattern,
right?
If someone's being like blatantly disrespectful, right. Like, you can't get mad at someone for doing what everybody does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta like just bring it back.
Bring them back into the moment. But
cool.
That's what I would say. That's the second.
The key to success.
To success.
And I was listening.
And so what did I say?
You said, no. You said, work out when you listen.
Yeah, work out. Do everything else while you listen. No, clear your mind.
I like the whole like shifting the environment.
Yeah.
To help re-engage others without, you know what I'm saying? Because that's if you call someone out on it.
No,
you know what I'm saying? They're gonna feel embarrassed.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Like, there's no like nice way to come across as like, hey, you're not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just
right.
I love that. It just I'm gonna steal that. Like,
yeah. Well, you just kind of shift a little bit. Yeah.
Like, why is he
because
talk
we're
like
all
this?
squirmy, and I talk with my hands as it is.
Hey. So anyway, we're gonna talk about your future. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for part 2. So make sure you check out the first part, and then you come back for the last part of the trilogy. So until next time,
stay burden proof.